With the closing of the Ether Zombie storyline, it's kind of come into the Cold War Zombies storyline. Welcome to the first Cold War Zombies map analysis with Die Maschine. Now, obviously, Die Maschine is the starter map for Cold War, and it will really just set up the rest of the Zombies map game very well because of its new mechanics. Die Maschine was kind of like the new mechanic introduction, and I think it did that very well. The Easter egg was pretty simple. The cutscene was pretty simple. There wasn't really a cutscene, but, that's pretty much like all the starter maps. No starter maps really had a solid cutscene. Shadows of Evil was quick. Voyage of Despair was pretty quick as well. So let's go ahead and hop into the first Zombies map of Cold War, Die Maschine. So Die Maschine has a pretty simple map layout. You kind of have two layers to the map. You have the upper area with Noctur on Toten, and you also have the lower layer with the laboratory or in-station lab, whatever you want to call it, with that whole underneath area, just like some maps we've seen in the past, like 9 or something. But we can also give the argument that there's also another second side of the map, the dark ether side of the map, where everything's purple and everything's pretty much the same, but you have a few shortcuts you could take, and it's pretty much where the cool part of the map is. It's a pretty good part of the map, and both these parts of the map are pretty cool and all. So I think Die Machine's layout is solid, and eventually when you get to the higher rounds, all the shortcuts in the dark ether will be available in the normal ether or in the normal dimension. And I think the map layout's pretty solid, and it's pretty easy and quick to understand. So, it's pretty easy to get power and pack punch on as well. So I think this is a good starter map for casuals. Now, before we talk about the different wonder weapons and also the different boss zombies, we should talk about the different systems in Cold War Zombies. We have brand new out-of-gear perk systems where you can upgrade the perks outside of your zombies game. And you can pretty much upgrade them using raw, refined, or flawless Ethereum crystals to upgrade your perks to tier 5. And also your field upgrades, which are pretty much your specialists that save your life sometimes. And you also have a rarity system and armor system. The armor pretty much replaces the shields in Black Ops 4 and basically allow you to not take as much damage, just like something else. But we also have rarity systems, which is just like Pack-a-Punch, but you use salvage, which is, it's just a whole lot of stuff to talk about. You can get the hang of it easy, but when you just start the game like I was, even though I played this game before, it's my second account, so I had to restart all of my progress. But let's talk about the two different types of zombies on this map. So we have the Plague Hounds, which are pretty much like Hellhounds, but when you kill them, they will explode into gas, and whenever you walk through it, you'll take some damage, but so will the zombies, so they can work to your advantage. We also have the Megaton, which is the brand new boss zombie like Brutus. So this guy is pretty much a pretty cool boss zombie. He'll be pretty obvious once he spawns in. And whenever he spawns in, he will pretty much start walking toward you. He will either throw a melee attack at you that'll sit on the ground and deal damage to you, or he will melee you and fling you across the map. Now this guy can also split apart into two of them, which pretty much do the exact same attacks but two, so it's harder. Once you take out both of them, each of them will give you some special stuff and a key part component to part of the wonder weapon, the Die. Now, the Die Shockwave is probably my least favorite wonder weapon of the Cold War Zombies. The Ray K is also pretty bad from Firebase Z, but they're not bad. They're still good. And in the recent update, you can now Pack-a-Punch them, which is pretty cool as well. So, the Die is pretty easy to obtain, actually very easy to obtain. You just need to do something with the door, and then you need to pretty much just shoot open a door, which is pretty much where, that mule kick was standing against in World at War, in Black Ops 1 and BO3. But, once you blast the door open, you can then claim the Die Shockwave. Now, the Shockwave is pretty easy. It's pretty good, honestly. It's like the Thunder Gun, but kind of worse. So when you shoot this thing, all the zombies will disintegrate and fly away. But you can also re-suck zombies in to claim your ammo back, so it has infinite ammo. But you will have to sit a little bit to get some ammo back. It's kind of like the Jet Gun and the Thunder Gun. It had a baby, and it looks like the Jet Gun as well. But you can also upgrade it into 4 variants. Now, I think we should talk about the some of the bad ones first. So, in my opinion, the second worst elemental of the 4 is the gas variant. This thing is easily obtained by defeating a plague count and sucking up its gas and exploding a crate. Now this thing isn't great, honestly. So when you shoot this thing, it'll give like pretty much the plague hound effect, but it does more damage, and any zombies that walk through will take damage. So it's like an aerial effect. It's not too good, honestly. I don't find myself using it. Also, when you're inside of the fart cloud, you literally are blind. I don't really like this one that much. It's easy to obtain. I just don't really like using it that much, and the fire one really isn't much of an upgrade. So this one literally just blasts a similar projectile to the shockwave, but literally is worse. It has negative range. Well, actually, it might have infinite range. I'm not sure, but it'll literally just like kill a few zombies. Really not too good. It's probably my least favorite of the 4. But then we also have the cryo freeze one, which is probably takes the longest to obtain, because you have to get a megaton and stuff. But this one will shoot out a beam of frost that will freeze zombies and slow down the megaton and eventually kill him. This thing is pretty good. It doesn't deal too much damage, but it does slow down the megaton, and it's pretty easy to kill him with. So I think this thing is pretty good for against the megaton and killing zombies. But in my opinion, I think my favorite is the Die electric one. So this one will shoot a beam of electricity that does damage as heck. This thing does a lot of damage, and it'll just kill a bunch of zombies, kill the megaton really fast as well. And the critical on this thing is pretty good on this thing, honestly. Very fun to use the electric one. It's probably my favorite one. It's pretty easy to obtain as well. None of them are actually hard to obtain. Now, the mighty and sad, depressing ray gun makes its return inside of this map. Really was terrible in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4, but oh my gosh, may I add, the Cold War ray gun is the best ray gun we've ever seen. Not only is it extremely good, and we have PhD Flopper now, which, I mean, I didn't find the splash damage too bad, but it is the ultimate camper wonder weapon. The ray gun is extremely good in this map. It even has a jump scare for you if you get it sometimes. I don't have gameplay footage because it's kind of rare to get from the box, but very fun to get, and oh my gosh, finally, after all these years, I can finally say I'm excited to get the ray gun out of the box. I've never been really excited to get in BO3 or BO4. I've just been like, oh, the ray gun. But now I'm like, oh! And it's so good, and its grand return is finally back. Congratulations, ray gun. Let's hop into the Easter egg and storyline. Now, the Easter egg on this map is pretty easy, and there's not too much stuff to talk about in the Easter egg, so I think I'm going to talk about storyline for the most of this section. So we are in a brand new strike team field where the Nazis previously created Project N Station. Now, Omega Group is another group just like Requiem, but it's the German version? Russian? I'm not too sure, actually, what the heck Omega Group even is. I don't know. I never really kept up with the story of this game too much. I never was into Intel or anything like that. But Omega Group is pretty much the other evil counterpart of Requiem, which is the character we're playing as. We don't have a set crew for this game, but we do have a strike team and operators, which is kind of sad, honestly. But we are under control of Weaver and 3 chosen people. We are under Dr. Gray, Carver, or Strauss. Now, Strauss was a part of the evil doings here at Project N Station. I think he was part of Omega. I'm not too sure, honestly. I really could not tell you anything. This is not the type of story. This is not the type of video to tell you everything I know. I'm just telling you the things I do know. But anyways, they're all here, and they're all gonna be talking. But Weaver, that's right, the guy in Black Ops 1 that got his eye caught out by Krebchenko, is back, and he has an eye patch on, and he's actually pretty fun. I like Weaver being in control of us. Weaver now leads Requiem, and also Maxis is here, but we're not going to talk about her too much in this video, since actually probably not at all. But we are here to do one mission and one mission only. Close the dimensional breach in Poland. And that is our only goal. We're going to try to figure out what N Station was and all of the mysteries that lead here with Dr. Ulrich Vogel. Now, the Easter egg begins with you crafting a device that lets you see ghosts and hear memories, and we're actually going to be collecting Dr. Vogel's diary and giving it to him in ghost mode or ether mode. And I'm not going to tell you what he says because, I mean, this is not a story-based video. You can go watch Mr. Raffle Waffles for that. But I will tell you the main stuff that he says. So this guy will pretty much just give you the password. I actually don't know, but You just gotta type in the password, and then most of the Easter egg is just getting the 4 elemental wonder weapons of the Die Shockwave, blasting the cage, and then you need to just get a detonation unit by firing a tank, which I thought was pretty cool. You just gotta fire a tank. The detonation unit will fall from the sky, and you need to pretty much carry that while plague hounds are spawning in to the box inside of the speed cola room, which is pretty much where the Easter egg pretty much takes place mostly at. And then you gotta get a split megaton to enter the cage, and then you will convert him into someone that knows his way around this place, as we hear as our characters are talking about. Now, the characters pretty much tell you what to do in this Easter egg, and you pretty much have icons on your map that tell you, which I do gotta give credit for. At least the map is useful for this part, the mini map. But it pretty much guides you toward the Easter egg, so you never really have to look up a guide unless you're trying to figure out something. But you pretty much just need to create Orlov, which I will share what he says whenever he is created and brought back to life.
What happened to me? What am I? I am a monster. What did you do to me? I must get out of here. I must escape.
Warning. Subject has broken containment. Stop.
And then Orlov, being the troll that he is, breaks out, and now we have to find him. And now we have to go pretty much do another memory inside the Dark Ether, where Orlov is saying goodbye to his family in a picture, which we then need to pick up, and which will start the quote-unquote subpar boss fight. Now, once you join in this boss fight, he will say a bunch of things. Now, I know you guys have heard this 1,000 times, so I'm not going to play what he says, because not only is it not too important, I mean, it just states that he was in Omega Group, and he pretty much caused this, which, I mean, he did, but he was forced to by Omega. So, this is pretty much going to be what just happened. But what you then need to do is you then need to protect Orlov while he's doing 3 reactors inside the main accelerator room. Now, Orlov actually can't die. You pretty much just need to protect him, or else he's just going to go slower while doing this. It's not too intense. I mean, there's going to be a few megatons everywhere, maybe a few of the megatonian tonitons. The red megatons, which are pretty much just more powerful, but they can't actually split. But you just need to do this for 3 times, and you can pretty much just need to protect this guy, and this is actually pretty easy, even with the Die Electrobolt. You can just buy ammo on this map, but once you are done with this, he will then say goodbye to his family, and that we say bye for him, which we do not end up doing, probably at least, I'm not too sure. But we end up leaving, and we need to pretty much get through this entire map without getting hurt by these ginormous electrical pillars, which will kill you if you go through them. And you pretty much just need to make it back to the quick revive courtyard area, pond area. And once you make it there, you just need to get on Raptor 1 and then exfil this facility as it blows up behind you, which is a little cool area. And he says Omega is just beginning. So yeah, it's a pretty cliffhanger ending, I guess. It's not as cliffhanger as, like, I don't know, Shadow of Evil or something. But that's going to wrap up today's Die Maschine episode. If you guys would like to hear some storyline, you can go check out someone else for that, because I'm not the personal storyline guy. I'm all for gameplay, but I know a little bit. But Mr. Rothfuss is your guy for storyline. But next episode's going to be Firebase Z, the second DLC. I mean, the first DLC of Cold War that you don't actually need to pay for, because DLCs are going to be free, I guess, from now on. I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a great day, and peace out.